Well, hi, this is Alex at Ryze. Today in our training class, we are going to look at how to set up your system for handling emergency alerts and getting all of your players configured correctly for that. On my screen here, I've got just our main dashboard. This is our demo account that I use for testing things and configuring stuff. So it'll look a little different than yours, but you'll get the general idea. And I'm going to actually push this off to the side here. And on the right side over here, I've got a player that's actually running. And this is just a sample of a gym layout for a typical customer. So we're going to look at how to configure this particular screen to handle emergency alerts. So the first thing you're going to do in your player, excuse me, I'll go ahead and make this big again. On your dashboard, you're going to go down to your monitors. And the first thing you need to do is assign what emergency alerts can play on which specific monitors. So the one that we're going to play with today is Ryze 3. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. And on your system, you've got these little tabs that run across the bottom here for configuration items. This is the last one over here. It says emergency alerts. We're going to go ahead and click on that. And we're going to go ahead and specify the alert types that we want to display on this particular monitor. So we'll go ahead and say add. Now, the first thing we need to do is go through and select the types of alerts that will be available. So let's go ahead and do fire for the first one. And then I can also specify a different type of layout to display when the fire alert is activated. But I'm going to go ahead and just use the standard alert template. I think that looks pretty good. So we'll say OK to that. And you'll notice now we have the fire standard alert template all set up. Let's go ahead and add another alert type to display on this monitor. Let's add a security one. Same kind of a deal. We'll just use the standard security template. So now this particular player will actually respond to a fire or security emergency alert. So let's save that. And just a quick reminder to push those changes out to the player. So we'll push those out. And this will actually go out pretty quick. Keep in mind the player over here on the right, this player is probably about 10 seconds or so behind the actual content that it's showing because it's encoding for my system here. So you really won't notice much change. It's going to reload and go right back to what it was playing, but now it's got all of those templates for the emergency alerts configured and loaded into the player itself. So let's talk about how to activate those. So if I go back to my dashboard here, now that I have emergency alerts configured for at least one of my displays, I've got this emergency alerts tile here on my main dashboard. So to broadcast an emergency alert, all you would need to do is log into your Ryze Services dashboard and click on the broadcast emergency alert. The system knows that I have monitors and players that are configured to handle fire and security alerts. Any other types of security alerts that you would want to display would also be shown here on tile. So let's just say this is a fire emergency alert that we want to send out. So we select fire. Now the text will be pre-filled, but you can change these to be anything that you want. So you have the headline, the description, and any special instructions you want to have displayed. And then you've also got an alert expiration time. So the default is that it will show for 2 hours and then go back to what it was playing previously. You can actually extend that out up to 48 hours if you want. And then, of course, you can manually cancel it at any time. So let's go ahead and just say 2 hours for now. The next step is to, if you have the Enterprise edition of the software, which I'm actually playing with right now, it'll ask you which workspace you want to broadcast this to. So you can specify specific locations by workspace if you want. So if you have multiple different locations in your organization and you only want like one building, for example, to display a fire alert, you could select that as a workspace. I'm going to go ahead and just use the default. We'll go to next step, and it's going to give me just a quick summary of all the stuff that's going to go out. And then I'm going to go ahead and say broadcast. So what you'll notice is in about 10 seconds or so, the player here should auto reload and just display the alert. And again, this is going to be the standard templates on all the monitors that match. So here's what it looks like. And again, the text that says fire warning, danger imminent, and follow evacuation procedure, that was all text that we could go through and change as part of that broadcast. So once the broadcast is out, you can let the timer run and expire, and after 2 hours it goes back to normal, or I can just click the little X here next to the broadcast emergency alert to cancel the alert, which I'll go ahead and do. And now we've just sent instructions back to the player to cancel the alert and go back to playing what it was running with normally. So again, a great tool for if you're doing any kind of dress rehearsals or fire drill or whatever it is. You can use those, but also for an actual emergency, great way to communicate back out what's going on and instructions on what to do. So if you have any questions, as always, you can email us at support@ryzeservices.com or just check us out online. All right, we'll talk to you later.